Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do. I am a love coach specifically for women who want to heal and reconcile and stay together after infidelity. I know you will be told that that is crazy talk, that you cannot possibly do such a thing, but I am here to tell you that you not only can do it, you can be successful at it. You can have a happy, healthy, thriving relationship after the infidelity, if you so choose, with the person that you love. It only takes your decision. It only takes you deciding that that's what you want for your life. If this is the person that you want in your life, you do not want to be without them. You do not want to have to struggle through the pain of healing from the infidelity and healing from losing them. You can just heal from the infidelity and still have them, not having to heal from that pain because somebody told you that you couldn't stay. You have the choice here. This is your choice that you get to make about what you want for your life. And if this is the person that you want in your life, I absolutely believe you. I think that you're correct. I think that nobody else on this planet knows whether this person is the right person for you besides you. So if you are making this choice that you think that they're the right person for you, I am on your side. I believe you. I believe that you can get to there. Okay? So, how do we do that? How do we go about that? Well, first thing we need to learn is that this is a trauma. Cheated on a teacher, love the most in the world. That is a trauma. That qualifies. Okay? The same way that natural disaster we qualify as a trauma. This is about as world shaking as that. It shakes your foundations in your relationship, if you are who you are together as a couple. It is that life changing. So we've got to treat it like it is. Treat it like it is actually the trauma that it is. So treating it like a trauma, we've got some simple things that we can do. If you are interested in getting a copy of the book, and just put practices in the comments, I'll send you the link. But the practices are the things that you can start doing right now. Will know that we are safe, and then we get relationship first. We gotta figure out that we're safe, we're okay before anything else happens. All right. So, the first thing, hi there, Michelle. Glad you are here. Come on here and tell me your questions and comments about trying to heal and reconcile after infidelity. If that is your thing, I am here to answer all your questions about that. All right. So, the very first thing that you can do to treat this like a trauma, like it really is trauma, is to do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? I need you to jump on that. If you have not been doing your deep breathing, I need you to make that a practice. This needs to be 5 times a day. Okay? We need to be consistently showing our bodies that actually no, we're safe. I know this terrible thing has happened, and I know if you do 478 breathing, but it is a good technique. It's the one that the CIA used to yourself to get your mind back in the moment that, okay, I can say I do not need to be in fight or flight. Okay. So what we do is we blow out as much as we can. If you have anything that you are grateful for today, I want you to put it in the comments, okay? Put it in the comments. Share the good. I know it is very easy to share the bad, especially when we're going through infidelity, especially when we're trying to heal from this trauma. It is very difficult to think of good things. But if you've got anything that has made you feel light, you get this on Amazon, put in the and in the search, and it will pop right up. It's about $30 for this game. It's 199 questions about reconnecting, reconnecting with your love, trying to be together. Okay, so we are going to talk about some good questions that you can ask. If you have that itch, you feel like you gotta ask a question, ask one of these. It'll be better for you. Okay. See, this is a good question. May have to do with the cheating, may have to, but it's a good one to find out. Since what has my pain taught you? Ooh, that's a better question than every question you want to ask by the affair, isn't it? Would that answer give you something that finding out if you kissed her, loved her, they did certain sexual positions, would that suit you more to know what your pain has taught him than all those other questions that you can ask? I'm trying to tell you. All right, next one. What do you cherish most about our connection? Excellent question. Way better question. Okay. Much more likely people can answer something that actually brings you back together instead of it could be anything. Take a moment. Yeah, be glad you're here. He said, I have so much resentment and I've been through so much. I feel too much has happened. He is the person now that he should have been, but I feel it's too late. And also, his family is so toxic. Woo! Okay, first of all, I am a big believer in cut people off. All right. If they're going to be toxic, if they're going to cause you problems, I'm big on let them go. Let them do whatever the hell they want to do, but you don't have to be around it. I am fully for that. I know that's difficult if it's his family and he does want to be around them, but that's a boundary that you can have. Look, your family is kind of toxic to me. I don't want to be around them. You can make that be a boundary as you're going forward. He can deal with his own family. It's fine. You have to be involved with his family. You are his family, right? You don't have to be involved with the rest of his family. If they are being toxic, they're not people that you would want to have in your life anyway. It's fine for you not to have them in your life. I believe that about your own family. If you are around toxic people, if people are giving you a hard time, if they're not giving you understanding, not giving you grace, leave them. Leave them behind. If you're not a help, you're a hindrance. And if you're a hindrance, you need to get the hell out of my way. All right. So that's how I feel about the toxic family. All right. But having that resentment, it is holding you back. If you want to love him anyway, a lot of the time it's like they'll do all the change and you're like, well, why didn't you do that in the first place? Why didn't you not cheat in the first place? What it is with the resentment is trying to go back in time, trying to make it so that it never happened. If you can come from right now in the present and say, this did happen. This was not my ideal. This is not the story that I wanted to tell, but it did happen. It did happen this way. And he is trying to come back from it. He is trying to do better, to show me better. It helps you to be a little bit more compassionate about it. If you can figure out the why did he do this? I tell people all the time, and it's the E of the dreams formula, and we're going to talk about the dreams formula a little bit, but why did he do this? Most of the time, people do terrible, stupid, horrible, mean things to the people that they love because they're hurting. More than likely, if you can think about Sick, Sad, Stupid, what was it about that, about his life, about the things that he was thinking, about the things that he was feeling that made him think that this was a good idea? Bad ideas like this don't come from healthy thoughts. Going and cheating on your mate does not come from a healthy thought process. It doesn't come from, oh, I'm feeling so good about myself, let me go cheat on my mate. That's not where that comes from. It comes from, I am feeling a missing thing. And maybe if I go have sex with somebody else, then I can find that missing thing, the thing that is hurting me, the thing that is nagging at me. If I just try and find it in somebody else, maybe that's where it is. Which is, I think that's why a lot of people get toxic, is looking for what they need outside of themselves. Always looking to see, well, if I have a hole inside me, maybe I can fill it with another person. You can't. You can't. Whatever pain is going on that is making you make that bad decision, the bad decision is not going to fix it. Okay? So whatever his reason was, his why, if you can find out the why and dig a little deeper for a little bit of compassion for that, for you were in a bad place. It wasn't about me. It might have been about his toxic family. It might have been about his own grief and loss over something. It might have been an illness. Something was actually physically happening with him, physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally. Some illness was going through his body, or something stupid like he was taught all his life that men are supposed to have several women. And if you don't have several women, then you're not a real man. And, you need to compare your manhood to how many women you get, which is, again, it's just stupid. That's why I call it that. That whole idea that men can only be men if they have either A, a lot of women, or B, a lot of money, has messed them up. It's a deep wound. We got to start working on that, because their self-worth is wrapped all up in money and women, and that's not healthy. Okay, we need to have self-worth coming from the inside, not from the outside. All right, but see if you can figure that out. If you can figure out what happened that made him think that this was such a great idea, something was wrong that made that thought process lead to, oh, I should cheat on my mate. Something happened, something was wrong within them. You can figure that out. A lot of the time, you can have a little bit of compassion, and then you can see better that they are really, really trying to overcome the worst of themselves, and they're trying to overcome the worst of themselves because they love you, because they want you in their lives. So if that is the case, it's a little bit easier to forgive. It's like, yes, I know you're a human being, you mess up. I'm going to accept that. I'm going to move forward because I have some compassion for you as a human being, as the person that I love. And yes, you are a little late, but at least you're getting back on the right track. I see you trying. All right. So if he's doing all the right things, write that down. Put it in your journal of how many of the right things that he's doing. And then when your brain is like, but he does this wrong and he does that wrong, go back on that list of the things that he's doing right now and compare. If he is fixing the things that you said he did wrong, you're pretty safe. You are with somebody who cares about the outcome and really wants to give you the love and the life that you deserve. And if you have that, try not to throw it away. Obviously, he's somebody you love extremely. If you didn't, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't even care about this. You wouldn't try and talk to me about it. You wouldn't try and work things out. So you must feel pretty strongly for him. And if you've got that evidence that he feels just as strongly for you, that is a good place to be in for a good, happy, healthy relationship. If both of you all are on the same page about that, you both feel the same way about the relationship, about being together, about healing this together, you will be all right. You will come through this painful part and reunite together and love one another. We were talking about the phases of healing last week when we were going through the full moon. Did you come through the full moon all right, y'all? Let me know in the comments if the full moon was whooping your behind like it was whooping mine. I was having trouble. I was exhausted and emotional. I cried over just minuscule things a couple of times for just absolutely no reason. It was really strong this month. I was really feeling it. Let me know in the comments, were you feeling it this week? Did it help you to recognize that it was the full moon and maybe that was pulling on you and affecting you in the moment? Because, honey, once I realized that, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what this is. It's the full moon. It's messing with me, screwing with my whole perceptions. I am not really feeling this. This is just the moon screwing with me. So let me know how you did after a full moon in the comments. But last week we were talking about the phases of healing after infidelity. The first phase is the devastation phase. You are in a pile on the floor. You are just done for. All right. Your marbles have spilled all out on the floor. You are tripping all over them trying to get up. You cannot get your feet steady underneath you. You are just devastated. People describe this as being shattered. That moment where your heart is in a million pieces on the floor. That is completely normal. And besides being completely normal, it is a state that you can come back from. But it's painful. All right. Then we've got the regulation phase. When you are trying to regulate yourself, when you are trying to come back to yourself, connect. Debbie might be having a hard time with the regulation phase. Your body keeps telling you that this isn't safe. You shouldn't be with him. You shouldn't open yourself up to him. It does not matter if he's doing the right things. You shouldn't trust him. Which is not uncommon. It's a very, very common thing that happens. You don't feel like you're safe to do it. But as you start to regulate your body, it becomes a safer feeling. You do your deep breathing, you calm yourself, you center yourself, you do your journaling, you practice your gratitude, you stop asking those questions about the affair and digging deeper into it, causing yourself more pain, rubbing more salt in that wound. As you are doing that, as you are healing in that way, it actually physically changes how you are responding as well. So you will, the resentment, it's like resentment, disgust, all those feelings are trauma responses. They are, hey, put up a roadblock. Do not let this person any closer to you. You do not want to deal with this. That's what that is putting up that roadblock. Because if I regulate myself and I get balanced, I might forget that this is such a dangerous position for me to be in. Okay, so you might be experiencing that. Um, Real quick, the rest of the phases we did the regulation phase, then we're going into the recreation phase. That's the first time we're even dealing with him. Recreating a relationship, doing the boundaries all over again, putting in the things that you want to have included in your relationship, taking out the things that you don't want, recreating this relationship from where you are to where you want to go. After the recreation phase and celebration phase, you made it. You have come through this chapter. You have healed. You have regulated your body. You have reconnected with your partner. Things are going well. This is the time when you celebrate. You might get a new ring. You might have a vow renewal. It is the public expression of a very private, very rough journey that you've been on. You're able to express it out loud that, yes, we came through to the good part. Yes, the bad part was there, but we came through to a good part and we're feeling good now. That's the celebration phase. And then after that is the inspiration phase. It feels like it should be over at the celebration phase, but it's not. The inspiration phase is when you can tell this story and it doesn't make you cry. You can tell another woman who has been through the same exact thing, who is suffering after this infidelity, but still wants to stay, still wants to reconcile. You can tell her your story and you can be a light for her. You can tell her, hey, look, I found the path out of the woods. Here it is. Follow in my footsteps and you're going to be okay. I came through it. You can come through it too. When you can do that for another person, when you can inspire another person to have that love in their lives again, honey, let me tell you, it is a deeper level of healing. It makes you feel like, okay, this pain that I went through wasn't for nothing. That's why I feel every time I get up here and I talk to you all, it is that feeling like the pain that I went through was for a purpose. Yeah, it sucks to be in pain. Yes, it does. But most pain has lessons involved. So this was a lesson that I learned in order to be able to share it with you all so that you all don't have to go about it the hard way like I did. Okay? And speaking of like I but today we're going to talk about the dreams formula. We're going to talk about exactly what it is. And you know what? Tell you a little bit about that. First thing that you need and you will get a copy. Um, if you're staying dreams formula is. You will know in each step, like, what is the problem here? What is the thing that will catch me up, that will make me feel like I am going back to square one? How do I handle it and how do I move forward from it? If you are following along with the dreams formula, a lot of the time it does not matter where you are in the process. If you keep having the same problem and you can attach it to one of the steps of the dream, so the first step of the dreams formula, okay, the first step of the dreams formula is your decision. And it, person, you are trying to make your you are cultivating that inner safety, allowing yourself to let down walls, letting yourself know that no matter what, even if this happens again, I am still completely in control of myself and I can keep myself safe. That is going to help you to allow those walls to fall down, allow you to get closer again. Right? M is managing the triggers, managing those future feelings. You are automatically developing triggers as soon as you're traumatized. Your body automatically comes up with them. So things that are entering into your senses that remind you of the trauma, that's what a trigger is. So it could be anything, something you see, taste, touch, smell, hear. You can be transported back in time to when you were hurting. We got to learn to manage those feelings. We need to come up with a plan. We need to know exactly what we're going to do when that feeling hits. We need to know how to recognize it inside of our bodies. If our bodies do the same exact thing every time we're triggered, that's a clue. If we can start figuring out then when, oh, my heart just dropped, or oh, my throat just went dry, if you can know what the sign is that you are feeling triggered, and recognize that in your body, you will know that you're triggered way before your brain catches up to, oh, this is a trigger. Okay. If you know, okay, every time my throat gets dry, every time I feel like this, I know I'm triggered, even before you know why, even before you have consciously understood it, you know from the physical that it's happening. And then you come up with a plan for what you need to do about that. Come up with make you feel better if you are triggered. Your brain keeps giving you false alarms. You got to learn to override that. Learn telling you what the steps are. If you do the actions of each individual step, going to get to a better place. However, you shouldn't do it alone. It is a very difficult thing. You need to seek some support, get some structure. It's not instinctual. We don't know. It's very instinctual to her. Here to tell you. Here next week is a Thursday. Right. be harmful things. Your brain will say terrible things about you, trying to prevent you from being around what it considers a threat. So it will tell you that you're stupid, you're awful because you want to be around this person. That is not true. Okay, it is just a trauma response. That there is nothing is it, it was not. I'm so terrible.